Before you had your first cup of coffee this morning, before even a conscious thought, before a deliberate choice, you handed an algorithm the first decision of your day. So what did it feed you? And more importantly, was it good for you? This is Signal. I'm Renny Atkins. A few years ago, if you had asked me whether I thought short form videos were good for me, I'm sure I would have immediately said, not really. Not because they're evil, not because I think they're corrupting society. It's just that for me, they rarely left me better than they found me. And yet, there were some evenings when I was tired, or maybe a little frustrated, or maybe avoiding something that I should have been thinking about. I would pick up my phone, and one short would become three. Three shorts would become 10, and 10 shorts would become 30. And the strange thing is, I usually knew what was happening while it was happening. I wasn't discovering any new ideas. I wasn't learning a new skill. I wasn't deepening a relationship. I wasn't building anything. I was just consuming. Then an hour passes. I put down the phone, and I have almost never thought that was an hour well spent. In fact, what I was more likely to have thought was that was an hour out of my life that I'll never get back. What finally struck me wasn't that the algorithm was bad. It was just that the algorithm had objectives, just like I had objectives. The problem is they weren't the same. The algorithm wanted engagement. I wanted agency. The algorithm wanted another click. I wanted a meaningful life. That sounds dramatic, but they're actually the same battle played out in tiny moments, one swipe at a time. So here's what I want you to hold on to from that. The lesson wasn't delete social media. The lesson was actually more uncomfortable than that. If I can be pulled away from my own good sense by a machine optimizing for my attention, then I need to become more intentional about what I consume. And that word consume is the right word, because what happened to me scrolling at midnight is the same thing that happens at a grocery store. Here's what I mean. Food companies don't engineer products to nourish you. They engineer products to make you want more, which means craving is the product and nourishment is incidental at best. Now, let's apply that to every social app in your phone. Social platforms don't engineer feeds to inform you. They engineer feeds to activate you. Activation looks like outrage, fear, validation, tribal belonging, Whatever keeps you watching. Engagement is the product. Enrichment is incidental at best. And once you see this parallel, you cannot unsee it. Your feed is feeding you empty calories. Let me be specific about what I mean, because this is not a conspiracy. It's just an incentive structure. Every platform's algorithm is optimizing for one metric: time on platform. That's it. That's the whole brief. To maximize time on platform, it has learned through billions of data points, watching every pause, every swipe, every hesitation, and learning that certain types of content reliably keep people watching. Outrage keeps you watching. Fear keeps you watching. Validation keeps you watching. Tribal content that says your side is right and the other side is wrong, keeps you watching. It's not optimizing for your goals. It's not optimizing for your understanding. It's not optimizing for your next quarter. It's optimizing for the next minute. Just the next minute. Over and over. Compounding. So here's what that means in practice for you. The algorithm that decides what AI content you see tomorrow was shaped entirely by what made you stop scrolling today. Not what helped you, what stopped you. That's the input signal it's working from. So, the question isn't whether there's valuable AI content out there, because there is. In fact, you've landed on some right now. The question is whether the delivery system is optimized to surface it, or is it optimized to surface whatever activates you? It's the second one. And knowing that changes how you consume. So, what do you do with that? You read the label. You develop an instinct for what nourishes versus what just fills you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to go on a digital detox, although that has value. You don't need an app to manage your apps. You just need 3 questions. 3 questions you can ask about any piece of AI content or any content before you give it your attention. And here are the 3 questions. Question 1. Did this build something in me, or did it just fill me? Because you want to know, was there something on the other side of reading or watching this that I didn't have before? Or did I just consume? So that's question 1. Did this build something in me? Then there's question 2. Did I seek this out, or was I served it? There is a meaningful difference between choosing to go learn something and having something chosen for you by a system whose objective is not yours. Question 3. Would I have chosen this intentionally? Not under a deadline, not at midnight, not scrolling to avoid something else, But in a clear moment, with a clear head, would I have chosen this? 3 questions. That's it. Not a lifestyle change, not a content policy, just a check you can run in about 5 seconds on anything. That is how you start reading the nutritional label on your feed. Now I want to zoom in because Signal is specifically about AI. And the AI content landscape has a specific problem that makes the nutritional value frame urgent. There is more AI content being produced right now than at any other point in history, obviously. Every week, there are new tools, new breakthroughs, new announcements, new opinion pieces, new explainers, new predictions about what happens next. Most of it is noise. I don't mean that as an insult to the people making that content. I just mean it as a structural observation. The incentives that govern AI content are the same incentives that govern all content. What activates you gets amplified. And in the AI space, what activates people is either this is going to change everything, or we're all going to lose our jobs, or here's a hack that will save you 2 hours a week. All 3 of those generate clicks, yes. Almost none of them leave you with a durable framework for what to do on Monday morning. So you end up consuming a lot of AI content and understanding AI less clearly than when you started. High calorie content, low nutritional value. Signal exists because of that gap. The goal here is not to tell you what to think about AI. The goal is to help you think clearly about it. And those are 2 different things. What you need is not more content. You need a better filter. So what is Signal? Signal is for entrepreneurs and small businesses who are trying to figure out what AI actually means for how they run their business. Not the theoretical version, not the 5-year horizon, the version that affects how you make decisions, where you spend money, and what you build towards over the next 12 months. That audience has a specific problem. They're getting information from the same feeds, the same algorithms, the same content machine as everyone else. The tools are real. The noise around the tool is enormous. And there's very little in between that helps you separate what matters from what's just loud. That's the gap that Signal is built for. I'm not here to hype AI. I'm not here to sound any alarm. I'm here to help you consume it more clearly. To have a framework for what to pay attention to and what to let go. To know the difference between signal and noise. Every algorithm is teaching us something. The question is, who chose the curriculum? On this channel, you're choosing. Here's the bigger frame I want to leave you with. We've spent a generation talking about time management, calendars, to-do lists, productivity systems, Pomodoro timers, time blocking. There's an entire industry built on helping you do more with the hours you have. But here's the gap nobody talks about. You can manage your time perfectly and still let someone else decide what fills it. You can have a completely organized schedule and spend every block of it consuming content that someone else's algorithm decided that you should see. That's not efficiency. That's just organized surrender. The real frontier isn't time management. It's attention management. Attention management means knowing, what am I letting shape my thinking? What has access to my mind before I've consciously decided anything? And most importantly, is that what I would choose if I were choosing on purpose? Sovereignty is knowing who's driving. That word, sovereignty, I use it deliberately because there's a meaningful difference between having your attention managed for you by an algorithm whose objectives are not yours and consciously deciding what gets access to your thinking. The algorithm isn't your enemy. It's a default. And defaults can be changed. When you show up in the world, I want you to be able to say, I showed up on purpose. So what does this actually look like on Tuesday morning? It doesn't look like a detox. It doesn't look like deleting apps. It doesn't look like getting off the internet. It looks like this. You open your phone. Before you start consuming, you take 1 second and ask, am I doing this on purpose or am I just doing this? That's it. 1 second. That's the whole practice. Most of the time, your answer will be, you're just doing it. And that's not a moral failure. It's just information. Information you can act on. And over time, the 3 questions become a reflex. You start to notice, this piece of content builds something in me. This one just fills time. This one, I sought out. This one was just served to me. This one, I would have chosen with a clear head. This one, I wouldn't. You start to develop what I'd call nutritional instinct. The same way you can look at a meal and roughly know whether it's nourishing or not. You don't need to count every calorie. You need a working framework. That's what I'm trying to give you. Not a system, not a product, a way of seeing that you can carry everywhere because the algorithms are everywhere and they are not going away. Signal exists to restore awareness. Not awareness of the latest model or the latest announcement or the latest panic. Awareness of what you're actually consuming and whether it's serving you. The nutritional value of your algorithm isn't a fixed number. It changes based on how you use it, what you let it do, and how much intention you bring to it. And most people hand that over without even thinking about it. Most people never ask, what is this feeding me? Start asking. That's not a call to become paranoid or to opt out. It's a call to become more deliberate. One question once a day is all it'll take. What did my feed teach me this morning? And was that the curriculum I would have chosen? The answers tell you something. Pay attention to it. This is Signal. I'm Renny Atkins.